guys, welcome back. Okay, so today I said, you know what, girl, you need to put on some makeup. I've been fighting it all day. Literally, I set all my stuff up, I pulled out a palette, and I was like, you know what, okay, I'm gonna do it. Did a little something with my eyebrows, went downstairs to go eat a snack, watch some YouTube. I was like, nah, I'll do it tomorrow. But I said, no, you know what, girl, get your behind in there, sit down and put on some makeup before you literally forget how to put on makeup. It has been that long since I have put on makeup where I honestly feel like if I don't, I'm going to forget. So we're just going to jump right in and play with some of these beautiful makeup items that I've been wanting to try. But first I'm gonna start out with my Clinique. This is the Moisture Surge. I love this stuff. You really don't need a lot of it. It is very, very hydrating. I'm just using a brush because I don't feel like digging my hands in here right now, but you really do not need a lot of this, you know, to get a good dose of moisture on your face. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this in so I can have a nicely hydrated base. And I'm gonna do my eyes first today, so I'm just going to go ahead and let this really soak into my skin while I'm working on my eyes. Now I started saving a lot of, what are they called, like different types of color stories, color blocking, you know how people do on Pinterest where they put, you know, the different colors together to create really pretty color stories that you might not have thought to put together and stuff like that. I started saving those and really kind of having fun with looking at those so that I can make the whole process of creating eye looks exciting for me again, because since we've gone through this whole era of, you know, the no makeup and the natural eye look and the no eyeshadow and all that stuff, that's not really my vibe. So I think that has also kind of made me feel a bit lost in the makeup space right now, because I'm like, I want to play with some eyeshadow. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. And so the color block story, or the color story that I pulled today, was this, which looks rather bright, rather colorful, rather crazy, but I'm not using a rainbow palette today. And you might look at it and be like, that doesn't really fit. But if you look at the colors in the picture and you look at the colors in the shimmers for this palette, this is the latest Nomad palette, which is the Route 66 palette. I've had it for a while and just never got around to using it. But they do send me their palette, so I do have a discount code for them. And I've been wanting to play in this. Now, I have to admit, this is not like my favorite color story from Nomad. And that might be why I've kind of not been that motivated to use it really. But when you look at the shimmers in this palette, they're actually really, really bright and really colorful and really gorgeous. So I'm gonna actually just kind of mix some neutrals in and really play a lot with the colors. Look, y'all see me sweating? I ain't been filming for 5 minutes and I'm already sweating. It's okay, we're gonna get through this though. But yeah, I really want to play around with those beautiful, colorful shimmers and just create a nice, colorful look. So anyway, that is my inspiration. This is my palette. And since I'm gonna do my eyes first today, I'm gonna start out with this Fenty Beauty eyeshadow primer. I'm just gonna place this all over my lids and then we're going to get started. I feel like I might be running out of this. I've actually had this for a very long time. So it's lasted me a good while, but feels like I might be finally getting low. So I'm just going to blend this in all over my lid. Another thing that's not really that inspiring to me in regards to putting on makeup right now is this black hair. I'm not really that big on black hair on me. You know, on my skin tone, I do like lighter shades, you know, nice honey shades, even, you know, like black with highlights and stuff like that. I just feel like that pulls out nice colors, you know, in my skin tone and my undertone and stuff like that. So this jet black Hair is like, girl. So we're gonna see how it looks with a colorful eye look. But yeah, it's not really inspiring me at all. Okay, so let's see. I think, let me get going in my crease. In my crease, I really want to kind of keep it neutral, I think. I want most of the color to be from the shimmers, but I think I'm actually gonna play with this as well. But I'm gonna start out with like this as a transition shade, maybe deepen it up with this, and then pull some of this dark blue into my crease area also, and see how that works out. Okay, so now I'm starting out with the shade Go West, and I'm just going to apply that in my crease. I'm going to tap it down first just to check out the pigmentation. And if you guys are familiar with my channel or with my process of applying eyeshadow, you know that I really do like Nomad's formula. I feel like it's very user-friendly because it's nicely buildable. Some of their palettes, like some of their more extremely colorful palettes with beautiful blues and greens, can be very pigmented, honestly. But I think for the most part, their palettes that have more subtle shades and more neutral type shades are very buildable, very easy to use, very user-friendly. So as you can see, it's just building up slightly. I'm not putting too much on the brush because I don't want this to turn into a peach eye look, but I do want that color worked into my crease. So how have you guys been? Have you guys been enjoying the heat from the summer? It has been crazy hot out here in Vegas. Triple digits for sure for the most part. So yeah, it's been super hot, but I feel like it's been kind of warm in some of the other states as well, warmer than usual at least. I don't know though, but I hear a lot of people talking about how warm it is. So hopefully you guys are staying cool in the heat and enjoying your summer. Even with my struggles, I'm still very thankful and blessed to be here to even experience the heat. So yeah. Okay, so we got that color down. I'm gonna go a little bit darker with this shade. It's called Cadillac Ranch. Very, very deep brown. Very, very deep brown, as you can see. And I'm just going to tap that in my crease and whoo, yeah, that's very, very deep. From the inspiration picture, it really doesn't have brown in it, right? It has like some little hints and spots of black and stuff, but I was like, you know, this brown in this palette is quite deep. So I was like, you know, that's really deep enough for what I want to try to do. I probably really wouldn't use black anyway. So I think me possibly just adding some black liquid liner will be enough black to kind of make it fit the theme of the picture that I chose. You have to just trust the process, child. Trust the process. And like I said, it's been so long since I have put on eyeshadow. The most I've done is like lashes and powder, lip liner and gloss. That's the most that I have done in months. So I feel like a fish out of water right now. So if this comes out looking crazy, don't judge me, okay? Just give me a few more shots to get back in the groove, right? Right. Now I'm just going to take a clean, fluffy brush and I'm going to just kind of blend that top portion out so it's not so harsh. Add a little bit more of that first shade to help blend that out. Ooh, that brown is super duper dark, but I like it. It's really pretty. It's kind of cool tone too. It's giving the vibe of like a smoky, a dark smoky gray toned brown, honestly. So really pretty. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all I want to do when it comes to, you know, my crease work in my outer corner for now. I was thinking about adding some of that green, but I want to play with these shimmers first. So I'm thinking I want to do kind of like in the order that they are here, because I'm putting all of them on there. So hopefully it doesn't look too crazy, but you know, if you think about our inspiration pick, honey, it's very colorful. So we about to put all these colors on our lid and see what happens. Yeah. And I don't know if I want it to be like super aggressive or if I want it to be kind of soft. I think I'm going to go in with this orange shade first, and I'm just going to tap that on my lid. Like, do I want to use you know, because it's like I want it to be colorful, but I still want it to kind of be soft. So let me see how this lays down without any spray or glitter glue, just to kind of see what I'm working with here in regards to softness. Okay, so yeah, I can definitely see that. Really pretty. But yeah, I just want like a kiss of color. Even though it's going to be very colorful, I want it to be like a kiss of color, not a super harsh cut crease type look that I would normally do with colors this bold and this bright. We're just going to tap it on and drag it up for a kiss of color. And I'm going to do that for all 4 of those colors, and I'm probably going to put that gold in the inner corner. I'm building it up to more than a kiss of color, but that's because I can't help myself. Oh, it's pretty. Okay, so now moving on to the pink. And I'm not sure if these formulas are all the same or different, so some of them might be more bold than others, but we're just going to gently blend those together until we look like a colorful lizard. And don't think that these shimmers are not pigmented, because trust me, I can tell just by how they're picking up that if I laid them down wet or on top of a glitter glue, that they would be much more pigmented, much brighter. But since I'm just tapping them lightly with a brush, it's just giving a nice soft subtle color like I want right now. Okay, very pretty. Now we're going to get into some of the more aggressive colors. So do I want to do green and then blue, or do I want to do blue and then green? I think I want to do the green and then the blue. So let's go into the green and just gently tap a little bit of that next to that pink. And that truly is like 2 colors that are not meant to, you know, blend with each other. So I'm just tapping it next to that pink, and I might come back and put gold in between there just to make it more cohesive, but right now I'm not stressing over it. I just want to get these colors down. And this type of application is even different for me because, you know, like I said, I usually would spray, put down glitter glue just so I can get a really bright, bold color. And that's just not the vibe I'm going for tonight. We're going for a nice, pretty, soft combination of colors. That's pretty. It is. I don't even feel like I need to go in between with the gold, honestly, because I'm not trying to do a rainbow look. Okay, so let's go into the blue. This is a really, really pretty shade of blue. And just tap that in that outer corner. and blending it with the green. Yeah. Okay, so see, very simple, very easy and basic, but still very colorful. So now I'm gonna put on some liner and lashes, and then we will move on to the face. Okay, you guys, so I did just go in with some of my LA Colors black liquid eyeliner, just a very thin line on the top. And I did use some of my Lobis lash extensions, I guess that's what they're called, that I get off of Amazon. So the first thing I want to do is go in with this new Pop and Shine primer that I got from P. Louise. I did sign up for their monthly subscription box. I wanted to check it out for a couple of months just to kind of see what other kind of products they have and if any of them would be useful or interesting to me. So this is really neat looking. Actually, it has these floating balls in here that's just kind of like pops of shine. So let's check this out, because I know they pop as you squeeze the pump. And I don't know if I want to just squeeze this on my face. Let's see. Yeah, you see how it's just has a bit of like glimmer and shimmer in the primer. It doesn't come out just like as the actual balls that are in there. I think that's really cool. I don't know if I like the smell though. It smells kind of chemically. Yeah, it does. It has like a little bit of a chemical smell to it, child. But we're gonna try it out and see. See how we like it. So far it's nicely hydrating. So we'll see how much glow it gives me underneath my foundation and powders. Very interesting. I've never used a primer like this before with these little micro shimmer beads in it. It feels good though, very cooling on the skin. And it feels pretty hydrating as well. But I don't like the smell. Definitely smells like, I don't know, kind of smells like crayons. You know, the old school crayons when we were a kid growing up. That's what it smells like, that like waxy smell. Okay, so we're all primed up. And I will try to remember to list all these products in the description box just in case you don't catch something. I will try. I don't do links because, you know, honey, these brands ain't paying me, so I don't do links. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just cover up some of my hyperpigmentation and dark circles using my Catrice True Skin Concealer. Try not to use too much, but honey, my dark circles have been kicking lately. I was using a product from Dr. Malaxin. I used it for probably about 2 months and it worked really great on my dark circles, but as soon as I stopped using it, they came right back. So I don't know how great that is, because honey, I don't want to use that for the rest of my life. I need to just try to get more sleep and drink more water, child. So, and I'm just using a small dense brush to blend in that concealer a little bit. Okay, I have quite a few newer products to me. They might not be new on the market, but they're new to me to try out. Now this Revolution Skin Silk Foundation, this is a luminous serum foundation. I actually have used this before. It's not new to my collection, but I wanted to play with this today because I believe it has like a pretty good coverage. Even though it is a serum foundation, it actually has a nice amount of coverage. So I want to play with this. I actually bought, you know, some little makeup palettes because I usually just pump it on the back of my hand, but I feel like this will be good if I ever needed to kind of like mix some things and, you know, just want it to be a little more sanitary and just keep better track of how much product I'm using, you know. So I'm just going to put some of this on this little palette here, and I'm going to use my Nikki LaRose N17 brush to apply this. I never remember which side to use, so child, if I'm using the wrong side, please forgive me. Please forgive me, child. Please forgive me. Because I usually end up using both sides anyway on my face. But I know one side, I think it's the lighter side, but I don't know. One side is for foundation or creams and the other one's supposed to be for powders, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know about this shade, child. It looks a little bit yellow for my undertone, honestly. And see, I still have quite a bit of foundation left on this palette, so I really did not use a lot of this foundation. The coverage is pretty good, because I went in with, I think, like 2 pumps, so, and they were very small pumps. Okay, now I pulled 2 concealers. I have this Haus Labs concealer, and I also have this ABH concealer, both of which I have never tried. So I'm not sure which one I really want to. See, this one is more close to my skin tone, quite honestly. So I don't think I'm going to use, like this ABH, I would have used, see, it's barely, yeah. It's barely bright, so I would have used this honestly to conceal my discoloration if I was going to use that. So let me see if this Haus Labs is any lighter, because I really just want more of a brightening situation. So yeah, the Haus Labs, I don't know, shoot, they're both kind of like you know what? I'm gonna try the ABH and see if it is at all brightening. Because with this foundation being what seems to be a little bit light, I don't know. Barely. Yeah, you can see barely brightening. But we'll go in with some of it. It's okay. Yeah, it's bright enough for me to be able to see it, so that's okay. It's kind of thick, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and use a damp sponge for this. And just gently blend that in. Try not to blend it away. Okay, I don't think it made that much of a difference, but it is a very nice concealer. Just looking at it, it's definitely giving good coverage and has a slight brightening effect to it. Now, I want to go in with some more cream products before I move into my powders. So I have this ABH bronzer. This is the cream bronzer in the shade Deep Tan. So this is what this looks like from ABH. Nice, beautiful, creamy bronzer. And I'm just going to go in with this flat top Morphe brush. I'm sure this is not for bronzer. This is actually a foundation brush, but I just want something kind of firm for this cream bronzer. And hopefully I don't put too much. Just so I can see what's happening with this color. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Very nice. So I'm just tapping because I don't want to do too much just yet. I need to see what's going on. Ooh, I like that. Like that color a lot. And I like how it's applying too. Okay. Ooh, yes, I like it. I like it a lot. So let's go ahead and take this along the perimeter. And it actually feels like it's drying down, like it's not just sitting there wet. So I like that as well. I'm just taking what's left on this brush on the edge. And I like the fact that I'm able to use this brush, the edges, you know, to kind of go up and down the sides of my nose. Even though this is not what this brush is for. You can use brushes however they best suit you, quite honestly. I'm just going to add a little bit here on the side. Yeah, it definitely is like drying down. It's like it's not staying, you know, wet and creamy. It's definitely drying down, which I guess is nice, but if you like that wet, creamy, dewy type look when you put on a cream product, this might not be the product for you. Because it definitely seems like it is drying down, kind of even like a powder, to be honest with you. But I like it, and that's enough. Okay, now I got this little generic blush face palette from Amazon. You know, it looks just like the ones that you get from, what is it, Makeup Forever. I have one of their other palettes. It's like a foundation and concealer palette, you know, that has the browns and creams in it. But I saw this one on Amazon and I was like, I'm going to try this one because, you know, the Makeup Forever one is pretty expensive. So we are going to try out this Carla's Secret blush palette that I found on Amazon, and I think I'm going to go in with this shade here. Yeah, I think this shade here. This one is really pretty, so I'm gonna go in with that and see what that pigmentation looks like. And once again, I'm going in with a flat top brush. I don't know what my deal is with flat top brushes tonight, but this is what we're using. I got this really pretty brush set from Amazon as well. It's one of the Color brush sets. It's like the pretty shiny black pointy ones. Fell in love with it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that brush set looks so gorgeous. So I have the whole set here in this little jar, and I'm just kind of pulling from it here and there, you know, between those and my Morphe brushes, and you know, who knows what other brushes I'm pulling from. I think I used some of my Refer brushes on my eyes today. I'm all over the place, you guys. Just trying to get back in the groove, just get my feet wet. So I can't see how much product is on here because of the fact that this is a black brush. It doesn't look like it's picking up that much though. Let me get a lighter colored brush. I'll use this one here. It's one of my Morphe brushes. I think this might be a foundation brush too, child. But I like the shape of it. This one is the M242. This is a bronzer brush. But I'm gonna use this so I can actually see how much I'm picking up on the brush as opposed to with that black one, you know, and just kind of tap it off on my hand a little bit because I don't want to do too much, even though I haven't put my powder on yet. So, It's okay to kind of overdo it a little bit right now. Okay, that's pretty. I'm gonna add a little bit more since I did take some off, and just draw it all the way over here, inward towards my nose, just so I can get that really pretty flushed look under my eye. Okay, not bad, not bad. You know, sometimes Amazon come through with the little, you know, affordable dupes on certain makeup items, but this one I really wasn't sure about. But so far the pigmentation is looking nice for a nice little cream situation. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it right over here on the balls of my cheeks, you know, to get that little baby doll look under my powder. And I have a couple of newer powders in my collection. So far, very, very pretty, that I want to try out. I have this Sephora Blur It powder. This is a loose powder. And which shade did I pick up? Brightening Peach. So this is the one that I got to kind of put like under my eyes and in my highlighted areas. So this is their new Blur It powder. And this one I'm not sure about. Okay, I grabbed this Say pressed powder. And I got the shade Translucent 4. So it's the translucent, you know, deep shade. And it's looking a little light. So, child, we about to see, honey. We about to see. Okay, so the Sephora powder is cute. It comes with a little puff in there. So, you know, if you want to take it on the go or something, you have a little puff in there. And then, you know, it has your standard closure. And the powder is right in there, so that makes it easy to use. Do I want to use this little puff? Let's go ahead and try out this little puff. It's cute, look at it. So we'll try out this little puff since we're gonna put this under our eyes. So just tapping in here a bit to pick up some powder, and I'm going to tap a little bit off on my hand since I don't know just how light it is, and just tap it under my eyes. Okay, it looks nice actually. It's not too light. Like a nice warm peachy shade. I don't know, this puff is pretty small though. Finding it difficult to keep it on my finger, but it's getting the job done. Yeah, it's not bad. So let me just drag this down over this blush a little bit. And then I think I'm gonna switch puffs because this is a little difficult to use. We're gonna switch to our larger Sephora brand puff and see if that will be a little bit better for the rest of our highlighted areas. I definitely feel like it is nicely blurring my face. You guys can tell me, you know, in the comments what you think, but yeah, I feel like it looks really good. And it comes out so light. It's like it's not a lot coming out, you know, it's really not. So you're not gonna get like a big blob of powder when you pick it up. Very nice light application. I'm not mad at it. Okay, Sephora, I like your little Blur It loose powder so far. Okay, so next, this one, the Say pressed powder, is really pretty. That's what it looks like. But like I said, honey, it's looking pretty light to be number 4. I mean, even translucent. So I'm just going to lightly dust some on my brush, you know, so that I don't look casket ready. I might even go over it with a deeper powder, you know, if I just feel like it's too bright, you know. But I mean, it's looking really nice. It's definitely looking translucent, and like I said, you know, it has color to it. It's just not as deep as what I'm used to. Okay. But it's a very nice powder. I like it. It actually is very nice powder. Okay. That's enough though. After I go in with my powder bronzer and powder blush, like I said, if I feel like it is not warm enough, honey, we're gonna have to go with plan B. But let's go in with a little bit of powder bronzer and blush. So I'm gonna go in with my YSL powder bronzer. This is the All Hours Hyper Bronze? Really, really pretty. And this is what she looks like. I'm assuming this is going to be pretty pigmented, so I'm going to try to... Whew. I was right. Look at that. I was right. But after all that light powder, I feel like I need to bring some warmth back into my face. Like, child, I'm black, okay? Your girl is black, honey. And I need to look as such. But it's funny because certain days I look like a really light caramel brown, and then other days I look like, honey, dark chocolate, okay? So, who knows? Okay, so I feel like it's bringing that warmth back into my face, and I like it. Okay, now I have these two new blushes from Tower 28. They were two new shades. Get Set Sawtail Slushy. Gosh, I can't remember the beautiful girl who collabed with them on these two new shades. So this is Sawtail Slushy, which would look really pretty with this eye look, but it's not really vibing with the blush that I already have on, which is more of a melon shade. So this one is Downtown Daiquiri. Okay, so I think I'm probably going to use the Downtown Daiquiri because that's more vibing with what I've already put on underneath my powder. Let's go ahead and add some of this on top. Oh, pretty, 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 pretty. Don't do too much, KK. Chill out, chill out. You know, I got this colorful eye look on, so it really is making me want to bring my cheeks to the forefront because this eye look is so colorful. Oh, it's pretty. Go ahead and flush the forehead and the chin a little bit. That sunburnt look. So now I'm going to take my powder brush and just kind of blend that in a little bit so it's not so harsh. Kids don't chase me down the street talking about Ronald McDonald, right? Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna go in with some of this Kosas Cloud Set setting spray. I'm finally going to try this out before I do my highlighter and mascara and all that stuff. So we're going to try this out. Ooh, okay. And yes, I am a soaker when it comes to my setting spray. I don't know why, it just feels good to soak all of that powder into my skin, you know, and just make the makeup become one with me. So yeah, I am a soaker. Okay, really like how that feels. Very nice light mister on that. So we'll see how that does. But I want to go in with my ABH highlighter. This is the Glow Seeker highlighter in Enchanted. And so I love the packaging on this. It's so pretty. But this is the color that I have. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on my cheeks and try not to overdo it, okay? Try not to go ham. I do want a pretty highlight, you know, but I definitely want to blend it in nicely. Well, it's pretty. I like that. Okay. Very, very pretty. I really like this ABH highlighter. Okay, so now I want to just kind of finish up this eye look with a couple of simple additions, nothing too aggressive. I actually think I'm going to do a black eyeliner on the bottom just to kind of make sure that, you know, it flows with our theme picture, you know, our inspiration picture. And it doesn't really have it doesn't have brown in that picture. So I'm going to go with the black. And since I'm not really in the mood for like a whole rainbow situation, I'm not going to do a colored eyeliner either. You guys know, normally I would come in with a purple or a super bright green just to really make that color pop. But today we're going to make this a little bit more of a sophisticated, colorful look, if you will. And that's okay. You know, because it's not a rainbow palette anyway. It just has some really pretty shimmers in it, which I appreciate. Okay, so I think the black looks good. We do need an inner corner pop though. So let's go back into the palette and see. I guess it's going to be this because this is very pretty and very bright. So yeah, we're gonna go in with this in the inner corner. So now once again, I am going to just see how this applies without me spraying. And hopefully I don't get a whole lot of fallout. It looks really pretty even without spraying. So I'm just going to, you know, just stick with the light shimmery look that we've been going for, and just add a nice little soft pop of brightness in the inner corner. I might do a little something else on that lower lash line because I don't like that just sitting there on that lower lash line like that, but right here in the upper part is actually really pretty. Yeah. So we'll do that and then we'll come back and do something on that lower lash line. And I think for the lower lash line, I'm going to add a little bit of this bright green as a pop right on the inner portion of the lower lash line. I think that'll look pretty. Just to kind of add a little bit of an aspect of color down there. What do we think? Just a little bit. Okay. And now I'm going to go in with some mascara on the lower lashes. Okay, you guys. So now let's go ahead and finish up with the lips. I did grab this lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Foxy Brown. I don't think I've ever tried one of her lip liners, so I'm just curious to see, you know, if I like it or not. And so this is what it looks like. Really pretty brown shade. So I'm gonna go in with this lip liner. Very smooth and creamy. But it's not giving me that rich, deep, dark pigment that I'm used to. You know, with the less expensive lip liners that I usually buy. So this, let me just swatch it here. So it's a really pretty brown shade, but it's not the deep, dark, rich, pigmented brown that I like. I'm feeling nude, of course, with this bold eye. So let me pull a nude lipstick and then I'll go over it with a gloss. So I decided to pull one of my nude glosses from my Willy Wonka collection that I got from Glamlight a while back ago, last year sometime. And I believe this is a gloss, so I might not have to put a gloss on top of it. But I don't remember because it might dry down. Matte. We'll see. Okay, so I waited about 5-10 minutes. It doesn't look like it's drying down, so it's definitely a little bit of a gloss. And it feels very comfortable, but because I want my lips to be a little bit more shiny, I'm gonna go in with my Sephora glossed lips or lip gloss just to add a little bit more color and pop to my lips. Yeah, so yeah, added a little bit more shine so that it is a little bit more glossy. So I like that better. Okay, so this is it, you guys. This is the final look for this inspiration pick using the Nomad Route 66 palette. I think this palette is really cute. I think it created a very nice, soft, colorful eye look. You could definitely go a little more bold with these shimmers if you want. As you saw, I went very light and very gentle, and it still came out to be a very colorful eye look. So yeah, I had a good time playing with all of these products. I wouldn't say any of them I did not like. Yeah, I liked everything that I used today, which is very, very interesting. Now, the one thing that I would say the jury is still out on is this primer. I just feel like it just gave me a nice burst of hydration as far as adding any glowiness to my skin. I don't know, you guys can tell me if you think it did, but honestly, I feel like it's just a nice hydrating primer, a nice little gimmick, right, with the little bursting glowy balls. Or if I was to wear that without any makeup, you know, like if I was going to the beach or just out and about and I wanted a nice glow, but I wanted to prime and moisturize my skin, maybe it would make me look nice and glowy then. But other than that, I think everything else worked out great. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me to make sure I still know how to put on makeup. Thank you, Jesus, I do. So yeah, you guys, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe to your girl if you haven't subscribed already and you like my content. I think I'm going to do a challenge for myself to just put on the makeup. No matter how I feel, just try to push through. So, you know, because I feel a lot better now that I just sat down and kind of hung out with you guys to try out some products. So yeah, thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Toodles!